So in our last session, we spoke about boundaries. I wanted you to just explain to me a bit about how you feel like you struggle to set boundaries.
I think it is just like I don't like being said no to. So it's like the people that I would expect would have my back would just be like, I would say yes to, just because like I have that fear of missing out or something like that. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd probably like, I don't know. It's probably a fear of being liked or a fear of being judged. It's just say yes instead of no, you know what I mean? And then I'm looked at like, well, I'm there for people or I'm cool, you know?
Yeah. So you feel like if you say no to someone, they're going to dislike you or they're going to judge you? In what kind of ways do you think they'll judge you if you say no?
Well, like boundaries. If I don't want to go out with my friends, but they're going out and they're gonna drink, I would say yes, just because I don't want to be looked at like the person that said no, you know.
Yeah.
And then if something happens when I'm with my friends, obviously like I'm going to go with them that place and then the next place, you know.
Yeah.
So if they're going, I'm going. That's one boundary that I have also. Like, people coming over.
Yeah.
If my little brother wants to come over with his friend, I don't know his friend or anybody like that, but I'll just say yes just because I don't want to be looked at like, you know?
Yeah.
Like a dick or a douchebag to him, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that kind of puts me in a risky spot also.
So when you say yes and you let people come over, how does it make you feel?
Well, it kind of makes me feel like I'm not in control of my own house at that point because now there's people that I don't know in the space that I live, you know, where
Yeah.
me and my chick live.
Absolutely. So if you were to say no, how do you think you would feel?
I feel like at first, like, they would question it, like, are you sure? Or like, when can I come over? Instead of take it as a no, you can't come over, they would probably just ask for like a different time until they understood what I was saying.
Yeah. Okay. So looking at your family, because I know you said before that you struggle to set boundaries mainly with your family. Is there anyone in your family you can think of who has boundaries, that you can see that they have boundaries?
I think that it would probably be my mom because she's definitely like control of every aspect of her life. Like she knows what she's doing. She has all of like everything that she needs to do is taken care of. Everything's in order, if that makes sense. And I just see as that person has like a lot of boundaries, has a lot of values and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what kind of boundaries does she have? Can you think of a specific boundary that you know she has or that she has set?
I think definitely the boundary that she has set is that nobody would be coming over to her house that she doesn't know, you know? There would be no guests that would come over and like knock on her house uninvited or anything like that. She would definitely like keep her house safe, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good value. The other thing, or a good boundary, is that, and then just like, I don't know, I can't do this right now. Sorry.
That's okay. So you struggle to set boundaries, and you see that your mum has set boundaries. Why do you think it's okay for your mum to have boundaries but you to not? Do you think there's a difference?
Well, I think the only thing is that I have like a desire to be liked,
Yeah.
and she doesn't. So maybe my values are a little bit messed up.
Do you think she doesn't know, or do you think she just? Because I feel like it's a natural human feeling to want to be liked. No one wants to be disliked. We all want to, have positive experiences in our lives. So do you think your mum just doesn't care to be liked, or do you think? What do you think?
Well, I guess she puts her finances and safety in front of a will to be liked, and I bet she's liked by people that she can trust.
Yeah.
And that's probably the difference.
So do you think if you... So you have a good relationship with your mum, you've told me before.
Yeah.
And your mum has boundaries in place, and you know these boundaries and you understand these boundaries. So do you think if you now went and put boundaries in place, it would change your relationship?
I think it would probably change my relationship and it would make it stronger.
Yeah?
Just because she would see that and she would know it probably wouldn't look exactly the same as hers.
Mm.
But I could set something up that would look close, so like would be more structured in my life to make me feel more comfortable.
Mm. And then if you set those boundaries and your relationship grew stronger, do you think that you could then expand that boundary and expand it to your brother and his friends coming over, or expand it to your friends? And do you think all those relationships would get stronger?
I think if I improved my boundary system, then I would find out that I could probably erase some friends, make people more distant, and then the people that I like and that I could trust bring me in closer, that are actually good influence people that are worth sticking around.
Yeah. So what do you think is pick one boundary that you would like to put in place that you feel is your most important boundary?
I think the most important, one is that probably not borrowing money.
Yeah.
That to stop letting people borrow money, and then the other thing would be for pretty much people that don't live at my house to invite people to my house.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you were to set those boundaries, what would that look like for you?
I think it would result in my house being a lot more cleaner and me having a better peace of mind.
Yeah. So how do you think you would go about setting these boundaries? What would you think would be the first step in accomplishing that?
Well, the first thing I'd have to do is, I guess I could call my brother and establish with him, like, hey, don't try to bring nobody to my house, like, none of your friends, I don't know, like, I don't like them, just, like, you're my brother, but make sure you call me, or make sure that happens, and don't try to bring anybody over that I don't know. Call him first so that he's not making arrangements to do it, like, be ahead of it, if that's, so that he's not already, like, planning something to come over, and then that's when I tell him, like, I'll just be proactive and tell him first.
Yeah.
And then with the money thing, I'll just, as soon as somebody asks, I'll just delete the conversation, or just, like, leave it as absolutely not.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't we set an experiment? How do you feel about doing that?
I'm willing to do it.
So what we can do, or what you can do, is pick someone in your family. So who would you like to practice setting a boundary with?
I think I'd like to set a boundary with my brother and my little sister.
Yeah, so what you can do is you can either send a text, make a phone call, and just say kind of bluntly, hey, moving forward, I don't feel comfortable having people in my house that I don't know. You know, I have a lot of love for you, I have a lot of respect, and I would appreciate the respect back. But for now on, I would like you to ask me if you want to bring someone over to my house and accept my response. And then just say, okay, I just wanted to let you know, thanks for listening, and then end the phone call. Do you think you can do that?
Yes, I think I can.
And then after that, what you can do is you can call them back, or you can write a message and just say, okay, well, how are your feelings towards me now? How did that make you feel? And how I want you also to write down how that made you feel, and see if the relationship has changed. Because as siblings, you know, we have a close relationship. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you feel like that's something you would want to do? Of course, you don't have to do that, but it's completely up to you.
I can do it this week, and when I come back, I can tell you how it goes.
Absolutely, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.